You are my God. Thank God you're doing. See, in this case, right, it shows the minimum, maximum, and current value against the target value, which one the God chart. It is often used to represent the key performance indicators like the sales performance, sales, profits, revenues, right? In that kind of situation, it is used if you want to measure the actual to target. In that kind of situation, it is very much helpful. The God chart, like you see here, it is a circular arc, and using which we can measure the progress against a set goal or a key performance indicator. Okay, it helps us to understand what extent the goal has been achieved. Let's say you're a marketing manager, you set the target to each salesperson in your department, right? So let's say person A, person B, person C, and each person you say, hey, you need to achieve for this quarter, you need to achieve 1M, you need to achieve 0.5M, you need to achieve 0.25M million, right? So you're based on their experience, they're setting that up. But at the end of every quarter, they measure it. So this is what the target I set it for person A, 1M, but how much he achieved. Whether he achieved more than the target what we set, or whether he is falling below the target, right? So actual versus target. So in that kind of situation, this is very much helpful. And the next one is the single card, the single number cards. It will show you, as the name says, right? It will show you just a single value, the consolidated value, total sales in Canada and total sales in France, and in Britain, how much. Let's say you are operating across countries, your business, right? You have a global, your retail chain has a global presence. So in that case, you wanted to see in the single card, right? You just want to get to know a single value. So what is the sales we made? So when you look at this, you can quickly get an insight. So which country are we really doing good? So Canada, obviously, are doing good. This is the single card, and Gorgeous is mainly used for the KPIs. With this, we are able to measure whether the goal has been achieved or not. Where is the God chart here? This is the one, yeah. Sometimes I search like anything. This is the one. And here what I do is, as usual, they wanted to see the revenue. I just move this up, sales here, fine. And here in the field section on the right side, right? So here you can see the field section. The field section, we can see the values, and then minimum value, maximum value, target value. But here add data fields here. In my data set, I don't have any column which has minimum, maximum, target value in it. But we have an option here in the case of formatting. In this case, you have something called gauge axis. Here you can specify the minimum value. For example, in this case, this is what the actual sales we have achieved, and what is the minimum sales that are expected, right? What the minimum sales that we are supposed to do it. This is like 5M is the minimum, and then my max is, let's say, 20 million. This is my minimum, this is my maximum, and the target is this is the actual, how much should have been achieved. Here, let's say we can, it depends on the value or whatever the value they have set. For example, in this case, 10 million. As per this, you should have achieved 10 million, your department, but you are way beyond the target. So you are, your performance is above the par value. Okay. So here, this is the needle, it shows the target here. Okay. It represents the goal or the target value. And here, this shade, right? This shade represents the progress towards that goal. So in this case, we can easily make out that we have achieved more than the target. But again, so you can do everything. Okay, the color and all you can change it in line with the other visuals. Don't worry, we will have a separate session for the design everything. The next one is the single chord. This is the chord here, chord visual. Here, what I do is I just simply take country-wise sales. Here, where is the country? Every country is there, right? So here, what I do is I just drag and drop the country here, Afghanistan, first country. And what I do is in this case, I just use the filter here. We'll explain the filters and slicers in detail, probably later. Okay. And I just selected this visual. In this case, it is a single chord. Here, what I do is I just select all, not all. First country, it contains filters on this visual. Okay. And here, okay, it should not be like first country. Okay, let me do one thing. I just drag this instead of dragging here. I just drag this here. What I do is I just search, let's say United States. Okay, and United States related, it will get filtered everything here. In this case, filters on this visual. Okay, and here I just add date fields here. What is the field here? The sales here. So not here. Not select all United States. Let's say Algeria here. Okay, let me do one thing here. I just drag this thing here. In this case, the Algeria country comes here. Look here, this is what I selected. And then here, the sales value and data fields here, and the sum of sales. So in this case, the fields and sales is here. And okay, one second, let me just. This is for Algeria. Okay, this is for Algeria. And what I do is I just move this down here. And here, in this case, sales is there. But here for this one, I'm going to select something else here. And here, Argentina. Look here. So you can give the title here. Okay, you can give the title here. You can go here and you can give it. This is for Argentina. This is for the Algeria. Look here. So in this case, visual level filter, I have used it. Filters on this visual. This is possible with the filters pane. Okay, you cannot apply a filter on a visual, right? Specific visual, you cannot apply a filter using slicer, but it is possible with filter. Okay, and here you can go and change the title like this is Sivar Algeria, something like that. Okay, and this is how you can create the thing, and a lot of formatting options are available here. For example, if you go here and you call out value and category label is already on here, and then you can increase the font size or something like that. Okay, here, and the next one is the general title on. You can specify the title as, what is that? That is for Algeria, right? Algeria. Do Algeria, something like that. And for this one, you can say this is for Argentina. And you can use the font size. You can increase the font size, something like that. Here you can specify the font size here also you can increase it. And the next one is the border and other thing. Okay, here the border properties. 1 second, you can just type it here. The border, visual border, is on, and what you do is you can just make it stylish. You can create a rounded corner for this one. Similarly, you can do it this way here. So usually what we do is we'll create one chord and then we just copy paste it, because the height and width, everything in order to match with match evenly for all the chords. First we create this one and we just copy paste it, and then you change the filtering value here. There are other ways of doing it. For example, you can create a measure separately. You can use the filter function or the calculate function. You can create a measure wherein you can whether the sum of sales amount, where country equal to Algeria, where country equal to Argentina. Let's say if you have 10 countries, you can create 10 measures. Instead, you can go and do it here itself. But the challenge here is later point in time, if you expand your business to some other countries, then obviously you need to come and configure it here in the filters pane. You need to open the report in report. Even in the case of DAX, you need to create new measures. Okay, so if anything new, you need to create, but not much difference. Likewise, if you have multiple thing, right, usually we keep it here. And the slicer will be on the left side, and this one, your other important visuals, you keep it somewhere here. And your God chart, you can keep it here. In your design part, we will look at it later. Okay, don't worry. So now I understood what is God chart and the single number cards. God charts are helpful to measure the progress in relation to goal, and single cards to display the individual values. Okay, so like the metrics here also we use the metrics in this case, like KPIs. Next one is the waterfall chart. Okay, before that, yeah, this is what when to use God chart. They will definitely ask you. To my knowledge, a few of my students, they ask this question: what is God chart? Okay, so this is to when tracking a total achievement level or percentage for a single data value over time, we use it. So what kind of color you can use it? Red, green, amber, yellow. The traffic light. Okay, red, green, amber, yellow. And here, ideally, we should have used green here, right? Because it is above the target, right? Above the target, and we can use red. If it is below the target, right, then you need to put red color. So the color also matters a lot, right? You need to use the appropriate color. The next one is the waterfall chart. The waterfall chart, it shows a running total. The idea of the waterfall chart is it helps us to understand how the initial values got changed, how the initial values got affected due to changes in increase or a decrease of values till the end. The classic example is head count. Let's say you started a company with 50 head count. Okay. And currently now you are in 2022. Let's say you started a company on 2019. Now you are in 2022. Now you wanted to understand, how the head count got affected. Right. So, what are the, how, and also, right, how much head count you have it, that cumulative total, you'll get it here. Okay. How this initial value got affected. Right, so we have onboarded. So initially 50 persons. We started a company with 50 people, and then we have recruited. We ramped up by 60 people, and then we have recruited 30 more people. So 50 plus 10 plus 30. 80, 90. Okay, and certain, right? So, and some employees, they left the company. And again, we, recruited more number of them. It helps us to understand, how the initial value got affected due to the changes in the ups and downs, right? The increase and decrease of values till the end. Okay. And so what kind of situation we can use? So it is also called as cascade or chart. Bridge chart, cascade chart. It is also called with these names. And it helps us to understand the running total and showing product value over a period of time. This is very much helpful in that kind of situation, the waterfall chart. Okay, and the next one is, see, in the case of product, right? You launched a product in 2019, and initially, what is your sales? Okay, and your sales is going up, slightly, and then going up, and then you made some changes, introduced some new features, and it went up. Okay, again, it fall down because of the competition, and now it is going up. And currently, what is the market value? And head count comparison, comparing product earnings. In that kind of situation, the waterfall charts are very much helpful. We will quickly go and take a look at the waterfall chart here. And this is what the waterfall chart. What I do is I just click on the focus mode so that we can get a bigger view here. And technology, and here technology is 45 lakhs, and the furniture is 38 lakhs, and all these three categories put together, what is the total sales now? Okay, that is what we can see it here. I just go back to the report, and next what I do is I just will take a smaller value so that the comparison will be simple. I just put this one. The breakdown is segment here. We have a field, something different from other chart. The breakdown. I just use this one. Now let's go to the focus mode and see here. So now the segment, we mentioned it here. These are the categories. This color, the tan color, or say this one, okay, and furniture office, and in each category across the segment, right? So what we can see here. So corporate is good, and so we can. That's what we can change the color here. Okay, and here in this case, the sales changes negative here. So negative, and here, okay, this change in the sales. Corporate was 13 lakh, and furniture sales, technology sales is 13 lakh, and furniture sales, one second, furniture sales is 38 lakh here, and here 45 lakh. Okay, and currently, so this is a 45 lakh, and now 38 lakhs. And if you see here, the furniture sales is 11 lakh 84,000 in the case of corporate. Okay, there is a 11% decrease in sales here. Okay, and similarly, when you compare the home office technology sales with the furniture sales, there is a negative 21% decrease here. You can see that instead of segment, ideally you can use the region wise. What is the ups and downs? You can see it here. So everywhere, so it gives us the, so for end of the day, right? So here it gives you the total here. So this is the initial value, and in between how the values got changed across the regions. So if you see the East region, the negative 24 and negative 26 is going down, down, down here. So rather than the sales, what we do is, in this case, we can use profit. So we can see that there is a negative margin here, right? So it is not doing good. And here, in this region, it is good. So it gives us the instant idea about this one. Office supplies profit is 20,535. The furniture, this is the furniture. Okay, the furniture. So here, starting from here to here, right? So how this one? Actually, this is not the right way of doing it, because we cannot compare the category with the region here. So usually, in the case of head count, right, that kind of situation is really helpful. See here, it compares the office supplies with the furniture. If you really want to do this kind of comparison, it is good. But usually, so that's why the use case is very much important. If you want to use the head count, and if you want to know the product value starting from year one, right? So you can use year, so from year to year instead of category here. You can use the date kind of thing here. 2014, very good, right? This gives us the good sense, right? And ideally, it should be something like this, okay? And what we will do is, I just go back to the report, and here I just select it and sort by ascending. It is doing it in descending order. You understood? That is the reason it was showing everything in red. You need to be a bit, cautious on this one. Okay, you should be aware of this one. So by default, it shows in descending order. So in this case, the ascending order is enough, because we have used the year in the x-axis, 2011 to 2012, right? How much the sale profit has been increased, how much, where, we had, which region we had a hit on the profit. We can see that. So in 2014, we can see that the 72%, okay, and here it goes up 44 and 72.92, and somewhere here amber color thing. Got it? So you need to sort it here in this case. So it is also called as the cascade chart or bridge chart. Okay, and so with this we can understand the initial value, how the initial values got affected due to changes in, or increase or decrease in profit, how it got, right? So this is what the initial profit currently, this is the profit, we have it, how it got changed over a period of time. If you want to compare this, you can use this one. Hope you understood with this how the chart in the waterfall chart can be used, and what exactly the waterfall chart. With this, you are able to understand. Initially, we have used that way, right? That's what you need to use the correct the columns here for the right use cases. You need to use it. Otherwise, it will confuse you. Okay. And okay, so far we discussed about the area chart and bar chart and waterfall chart and combo charts we discussed, and scatter and bubble charts also we discussed, funnel charts we discussed, and the ribbon charts also we discussed, gauge charts and line charts. We discussed a lot of charts. And can someone tell me when can we use the donut charts? When can we use a donut chart? What is donut chart? Nothing but pie chart, right? Pie chart. So if you wanted to show the relationship of parts to a whole, then you can go for pie chart or donut chart. Both of them are same, right? And when can you go for ribbon chart? So if you wanted to know, right, which category has the highest rank? Yes, Abhinay, part 12, very good, right? So Satya, very good. The funnel chart, so not funnel, ribbon chart. Which data category has the highest rank? To know that, and and also it helps us to understand the change in sales value, percentage of say, change in value, and also a change in the rank. If you want to know that, in that kind of situation, you can go for ribbon chart. And when can you go for gauge chart? Definitely they'll ask you gauge chart. When can we go for gauge chart? What is gauge chart, and how will you create a gauge chart? We need to have the minimum value, maximum value, and we need to specify the target. This is the prerequisite. And why do we need to use gauge chart? To compare, very good, Jigar, right? So to compare your goal with your task. So you want to compare the actual with your goal. And the line chart and area chart, trend, anything related trend. Okay. And the bar chart, column chart, when you can use it to compare the categories side by side, you know, you can go for that. Scatter plot and bubble chart. If you want to compare the relationship between two numerical value or two quantity value, like the price and sales, and sales and profit, in that kind of situation, you can go for scatter plot. Even the scatter plot also they asked our students in the past. And the next one is the what else we have? We have left with Q&A visual. That's a very simple one. Look here, this is my empty canvas. When I double click on it, look here, a visual will get created. It's that much simple. The Q&A visual is nothing but it's a question and answer feature of Power BI. It's one of the exciting features that is available in Power BI. It is powered by artificial intelligence. In artificial, we have something called natural language processing. So in this case, the users can ask Power BI a natural language question just by typing this one. Look here, I just say sales by region by quarter. If I type it in bar chart, sorry, in column chart, it's still in progress. Look here, we don't have to do any, you don't have to worry about, where which table, which column to be picked up. You don't have to worry about it. Just type the question here or whatever you needed. You can type it here. After in, you can specify the type of the chart, which chart that you needed. Okay, here you can see that in the south region, quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, 4, right? So it gives us everything. It automatically, it plot the columns in the x-axis and y-axis. Okay, so only thing is, right, if I click on another thing is, other one is it gives us some kind of recommendation. For example, if I click on this, it gives us the recommendation. The questions, okay, what is the total orders W0 by city, and what is the total orders W4 by city, and show all suggestions. If you click on it, you can see top ship dates by all orders, what is the order percentage by state, all except is DAX function. See, look here, everything, all is another DAX function, all selected, all except, automatically it includes the DAX also, in the suggestions, the question suggestions. What is the remove filter orders by right? So top ship dates, what is the total orders by state? You'll see this. So this is the one, week 4, right? Week 4, Bangkok, and all the things, right? So all these things it shows. This is the beauty of, for example, if you don't have enough time to create visuals, you can get the help of this kind of feature to create reports for you. When you are in your Power BI, dashboard in the Power BI cloud service, also you can see this option where it says ask a question about your data. Okay, something like that. So you can ask a Power BI a natural language kind of question. And the next one is what are the other things are there? And we have something else called this one, decompression. Look here, this is your decompression tree. This is another awesome feature. Even the decompression tree is also powered by the artificial intelligence. And in Power BI, they started implementing a lot of artificial related features here. And here, for example, I just take these revenue here. I just put it here. So in the analyze field, sales is there, and you have another field called explain by here. You can drag and drop as many text column like category, country. For example, I start with instead of this one, better we'll start with the category. You can drag and drop as many columns as you want it. Okay, and here the country here. Sorry, not here. Here. The next one is country, and okay, in each country, in which region, if you want to see it. And each region, which segment we made what. Okay, enough. So this is your decomposition tree. It's something like a decision tree. Okay, and here I just put the sales column here in this analyze field, and next to the analyze here, the sales, right? You can see this is the total sales, 1 lakh, so 113K, not 113K, sorry, 1 million, right? So $1.13 million sales we made. Fine. So now you wanted to know the breakdown of the sales in terms of category, country, or region or segment. What are the columns that you mentioned? You can see it here. I just start with category. So here, it gives you the high value also, high value, low value also. You can add as many dimensions as you wanted. These are all kind of dimensions. You can add as many dimensions. So now it shows the consumer, corporate, and each segment. Okay, and what is the highest sales we made? So look here, it started with segment. I just click on this one. I just close this, and now what I do is I click on it one more time. I start with category. I wanted to see the breakdown of this total sales across these three categories. So by doing so, I will get to know which category is the major contributor in terms of my revenue, total revenue. So technology, okay. And then technology, if you are so curious within this technology, and which segment, contributed more towards my sales, the consumer segment. Okay, and in the consumer segment, again, you want to see in which country the consumer segment we made more sales, right? So in the United States, consumer segment, contributes more to the sale revenue here in the case of technology segment. Okay, and again in the United States, which region within United States, which region? East region. Okay, in the east region of United States, in the consumer segment, the consumer segment contribution is more. And again, if you want to see the breakdown, you can see it here. Okay, so now you understood what is this one, and the next one is here. You have something a lock, option. When you hover the cursor somewhere here, lock level, you can lock it here, and here you can also lock it here, and here once you create lock here, and first two levels it will not be touched. Supposing when I share the report to the end users, they can add additional dimensions here explained by. These are all dimensions. Category is a dimension, segment is a dimension, country is a dimension, region is a dimension. Remember in the data model I discussed about dimension. Dimension gives context to your fact. In this case it is a measure. It is a measure or it is sales. Okay, it gives us the context, right? The dimension. The technology is a dimension, right? The category is a dimension, segment is a dimension. You can add as many dimensions as possible as whatever explained by. And once you create a report and when you share it with them, and they cannot make changes to this one. Supposing if they don't want to see it, they can close it. And here if they go here, they will not see the cross here. Okay, and if they wanted to to change this, instead of seeing the country, they want to see the region. Okay, northeast region, in across the country, if you see it here. So you can do analysis in multiple dimensions, and it's kind of you can do slicing and dicing, right? Initially I tried with the country here and region. Now region and country also you can do it. So when it comes to the northeast region, Germany country, ranks number one, and the third position is the United States. You can get the different aspects of the insights. You can get it with the help of the decomposition tree. Okay, so next one is the bookmark. We will get into the new topic called bookmark. what is bookmark? I just